My name is Randi Foval, and I teach at Bluff Ridge Primary School in Ascension Parish. As an educator, I believe my classroom is a community within itself, a place where every student plays an essential role in building a safe, engaging, and inspiring environment for learning. By educating the whole child, students grow academically while also developing socially and emotionally. They learn how to collaborate, communicate respectfully, solve problems, and treat others with empathy and kindness. These skills not only create a healthy and supportive classroom community, but also extend to the entire school and into the world beyond our walls. My goal is for students to carry these habits and values with them, helping them become confident learners, responsible citizens, and compassionate human beings. In this video, I am teaching a second grade CKLA lesson. The lesson has two components. First, students will peer edit a persuasive letter draft that they wrote in the previous lesson. Next, students will participate in a close reading of the story, The Daydream, and answer questions about key details from the story. My overall goal is for my students to be able to read and write outside of the walls of our classroom and Bluff Ridge Primary. I don't want my students to think they need to read and write just for an assignment or grade. I want them to be able to read, write, but mostly to be able to think. Being able to think and articulate their thoughts will allow them to win the battles they undertake, battles for good things. It's the most powerful tool I can teach my students so they act effectively in the world, so nothing can get in their way. In this class, I have a wide range of learners. I have students who are reading on a kindergarten level as well as above level students. I have strategically grouped students so every student has the support they need either from me or an above level student. We have two learning targets today in our lesson. Our first one, I can communicate a persuasive letter using an Good. Why are we working on this? Why? Right, so we can write outside of BRP. There are going to be times where you want to be able to write someone a letter when you are not having to do it inside school, okay? So you have a checklist on your desk on page 83. Let's look at what we are looking for on our peer's paper as we edit it. What are we looking for? Read me something. Number 1. Mark. And number 8 says, have I spelled all of my words correctly? Now, do I expect you to spell all of your words correctly? No, but if it's on our tricky word wall, if it's been one of our spelling words, then I expect that it is spelled correctly, and you and your partner will work together to do that, okay? Let's look up here at our editing marks. If a word
it's like in the vowels. It's like in the vowels. It's a letter in the vowels.
Now,
A? Yeah, you need A.
this.
And where do you think you need A at?
You're gonna put it in these. So we were going over it, and there were some misspelled words. So I was just telling him to fix it.
Where do you think A goes?
I think it goes at the end.
You have to put
Before the Y.
That would be clear.
You have to put a B. It's the opposite of an E. Wait, it's between right there.
Between the ER? Yeah, so what do you think? Okay, so if I put this back in,
Gotta put like this. I could. You spelled could.
put this back in, then what do you think I should put right here?
That's not spelled correct. Should is spelled SHOULD. Say is spelled SAY. Yeah, but that's not A, that's an E.
What about her heading? Does she have a heading? Okay, so can we add that in there? Riker, is she putting her heading on correctly?
I told him to put I. Sentences start with uppercase letters. So
Like
let's
put a
look
here
at
and
the
then
first.
Yes.
Here and then put
Yes.
yes.
And then put
Yes.
apostrophe D.
Yes.
Under it?
Yes.
No, above.
Wait, no. I made a mistake too. I put two capital letters.
Kind to everyone. First, I see that
Wait.
this K in kind
Nicole,
is.
I think you're missing something.
Uppercase letter needs to be
Do all of my sentences end with a final mark? Is there
Yeah.
very simple?
Are the final marks correct though? If you read the sentences, are those end marks the correct end marks for that type of sentence? Read your opening sentence, Cole.
Can you please give me a RC shark and a RC snake? Question.
Says read words and sentences fluently. Tell me what it means to be a fluent reader. Reading with what? Accuracy, which means we read the words correctly. We read with the punctuation. Wesley? We read at the right pace. Not too fast, not too slow. Read with expression. So are we reading like a robot? No, we're not. Okay, so after we're reading words and sentences fluently, we also need to understand words and sentences in the text. We need to identify the key details and use those key details to answer the questions correctly. What's our last piece of criteria, Riker? Refer to the text. What's that look like in this class? How do we refer to the text in this class? Owen? We underline text evidence in the story. Or, Sam, you put the page number. Very good. Guys, set a goal for yourself. You said on benchmark 2 that you wanted to have 85% mastery. Thank you so much. 85% mastery in this class. And I just finished grading them this morning. Do you guys want to know what percent mastery y'all got? Your goal was 85. Y'all had 86% mastery. Okay, but now we have to go up from there, okay? Which is why we're going to keep practicing. Raise your hand. Why, if you can tell me why we practice reading. Why do we do that? Lincoln? Okay. Vivi? So we can read things outside of BRP. Turn to your partner and tell them something you might need to read outside of BRP. You need to be able to read outside of BRP. Real quick. What? Library. Kendall.
Grocery signs.
So signs at the grocery store. What? A text message. Wesley? GPS. What? What?
Envelopes and
Envelopes. What do you mean?
No, I said.
You said envelopes.
Envelopes like a letter.
Okay, so you might need to be able to read a letter. Yeah. A menu, a door. Words that you are going to see in our story today. Owen, what is the sound that we're going to see? We're going to hear and see the A sound spelled how? Elizabeth? Very good. We're going to read these words together. Where should your eyes be, Wesley? Owen, sit up. Let's read together. Train, paper, baseball, daydream. Very good. Here are some other words I am going to be reading page 64. As I am reading, I want you listening to the fluent reading. How I read with accuracy. I read with expression, paying attention to that punctuation. And I am reading at a good pace. What is your finger? The letters look a little slanted and maybe a little bit skinnier. We call that italicized. Everyone say italicized. Why do you think that the font is about to change, that the words are about to change? What's it talking about? Kurt stared at the poster and did what? Daydream. So are these going to be words that somebody is saying out loud in the subway? No. What is this going to be? Kendall, what do you think?
It's gonna be so when he's daydreaming, there's people there and after
In real life?
in the day.
In his daydream. So when you see these words italicized, where are those things happening? In Kurt's what? In Kurt's daydream, in Kurt's mind. Very good. All right, start reading for me. Very good. I really like how when she was reading, she said the home team is down two runs, but then she self-corrected herself. She realized that she either skipped this word or maybe read it incorrectly, and she went back and reread it because when she read it, she realized it didn't make sense. So she went back and she reread. Very good, Elizabeth. Turn to the next page. Let's continue. There's a lot going on in that paragraph, okay? What other jobs do you learn that Kurt supposedly has had? Go ahead and look at our exit ticket. If your name is not on it, please put it there now. Okay, so our learning target today is to answer questions correctly about key details in a text. Today, our text was called the Daydream. Good. If you're not sitting, go ahead and have a seat. Number 1, what is head and self-assess? We got 86% mastering this standard. What's our next goal going to be? 87? 90? Okay, so then for quarter 3, your goal is going to be 90% mastery. Okay. All right. The lesson's objectives were met. All students edited a peer's persuasive letter effectively based on the editing checklist. In the next lesson, students will use their draft with the edit marks to write the final draft of their persuasive letter. The next objective was for students to answer questions about key details in a story. Based on the exit ticket, which aligns to standard RL 2.1, 95% of students mastered the objective of answering questions about key details in a text correctly. 2 students missed the page number, but they still answered the question correctly. After the teaching segment, I met with the students who incorrectly answered a question to discuss why the answer was incorrect and created next steps for myself and the student to move the student toward mastery. I also reviewed the peer edits to make sure the edits were correct before the students rewrote their final draft in the following lesson.